Hello everyone, this is the Java programmer, and today I am going to start a new series, my first series, that is the Event-Driven Forex Trading System series. This is going to be a series written in Java. This is the first episode, and we are going to be using Eclipse as well as Maven. If you have not downloaded Eclipse already, please go to eclipse.org, download Eclipse. I'm using the latest Eclipse, which is called Neon, and I will walk you through this whole process. I don't know how far we will get when it comes to the trading system itself, but from what I read on the internet and the architectural diagrams that I've looked at, I believe this is how some of the bigger shops write a trading system. I'd like to bring it to the average user that may or may not know how these trading systems work. And I'd like to just open up that realm so that you can have an automated trading system that you can write your own strategies and trade. This could go against Forex. It also could go against the stock market. It's really up to you where you want to take this. This programming series is going to be geared towards the beginner to intermediate. The advanced programmer probably would learn some things as well. So without any further talking on my part, let's get right into setting this up and having it work for us. So go ahead and start up Eclipse. And Eclipse will present you with a few messages. The first message is a workspace. Choose a workspace. This is the default. You can choose always to use the default, and it will not ask this question again. Eclipse might take a second or two to start up. Once Eclipse has started up for the first time, it will show you the welcome screen. I choose not to see this welcome screen every time, so you can just click this little checkbox off, go ahead and close it, and you will not see it again. I'm going to go ahead and make this full screen so that you guys can see a little bit better what I'm doing. So first off, we need to create a Maven project. So over in the left side under the Project Explorer, right-click and say New Project. In the wizard box, just type in Maven, and the option is that we're looking for is a Maven project. Choose that. The next screen, it's just asking about the default location. Just choose Next. The next screen is the wizard asking you what kind of architecture type you would like this project to be. We are going to choose the Maven Arch Type Quick Start. This basically just generates a standard Java application that is backed by Maven so that we can easily install libraries. So choose Maven Quick Start and hit Next. Next, it's asking for a group ID. I'm going to use org.javaprogrammer. And the name of this project is going to be Forex Trading System. That looks good, so hit Finish. And you'll see up here our new project is now created. So a couple things we need to do before we can start using our new project. We need to make sure that we can run it from both inside of Eclipse and from the command line using Maven. So the first step we want to do is set up a run configuration here inside of Eclipse. We go ahead and look at in the source code area. We'll see that it's generated us a app.java. Go ahead and double click on that, open it up. I like to format this a little bit differently, so I use Command-Shift-F. It puts it more in Java looking syntax. Go ahead and save that, and we're going to hit the play button. And what this should do is after it compiles, we see that it has run and has printed out hello world. So our application will run here inside of Eclipse. Next, we need to set up the Maven part of this project so that we can run it via the command line. If we look right now, I'll show you what will happen. So if we go into the workspace directory, which would be on a Mac, by default it's under Documents, Workspace. We'll see Forex Trading System. If we go into there, and we can build our project by saying Maven package. Maven checks all the dependencies and builds us a jar file. If we look under Target, we'll see that we have a trading system jar file. However, if we java-jar this file, it says it cannot find a manifest. So we need to set up Maven so that it can run this jar file just like we can here in Eclipse. So to do that, we need to go into our POM file. Once the POM file is open, go ahead and click on POM XML, and we are going to need to add in some build parameters. We're going to add build, and we're going to also add a plugins section. And under plugins, we're going to add 3 plugins. These 3 plugins control how the application is run, as well as how the application is packaged. So for the first plugin, the name of it, or the artifact ID, is called Maven Compiler Plugin. And we give it a couple parameters. One is a version, 2.3.2, and we also give it a configuration. This configuration is going to tell Maven how this application should be run. So the source we're going to say is 1.8, that's Java 1.8, and our target is also 1.8. So basically the source code's written in 1.8, and we're going to compile it based on Java 1.8. The next plugin is our jarring plugin. This controls how Maven puts together the jar that it creates during compile time. And the artifact ID for this is Maven-jar-plugin. And there's a couple parameters we need to give it as well, the same as the version, 2.3.2. Also, we need to add a configuration. This configuration is going to have an archive, which is going to control how that jar file is created. Inside the archive, we want to have a manifest, and part of that manifest, we want to tell it what is the main class that we're going to run. So if we look up here, we see that the main class we want to run is app. So it's going to be org.javaprogrammer.forextradingsystem.app. This now creates a manifest file in the jar so that it can be run. Now also, when we jar this thing up, we want the libraries that we are using to be included in this jar file. So we need to give the assembly plugins roughly the same parameters as we did the jar plugin. So in this case, we have an archive. Inside the archive is a manifest. Inside the manifest is a main class, and the main class is the same as up above. But also inside the configuration, in this case, we're going to have descriptor references, And in this descriptor reference, we're going to have jar with dependencies. This will include all the libraries that we use in our application into this jar file. So once you have this saved, you'll notice that we get a little red X up here on our project. It's because we've made these changes in the Maven file, but yet have not updated. So if you right-click on the project, go to Maven, Update Project, those error messages, the little error should go away. Now if we look at our directory where this thing's compiled, let's run it again, Maven package. We go into target and we'll notice that we have a jar file. Now if we run this jar file, we see that our application actually runs. So this is the initial setup for our application. Stay tuned for more. Next, we're going to add some libraries, and then eventually we'll get into coding. But these first couple episodes are going to be getting our Eclipse set up so that we can, this is the foundation for everything else that we're going to do. So thank you, and see you next time.